Hi there. Today we're going to talk about how to install Prestashop manually on your web server. Now when I say manually, I simply mean that we're not using one of the one-click installs that you can do with BlueHost, HostGator, A2 Hosting, and probably a number of others. To install Prestashop manually, there's going to be 8 steps that you have to follow. The first of which is simply to download Prestashop. To do this, we're just going to go to a web browser, type in Prestashop.com, and we're going to click on the green button that says download for free. Once we're there, we just fill in the information and we click on the green button, and that will get us our downloaded zip file. Now I have already done this, so I'm just going to open it on my computer. You can see it's a zip file. Now I'm just going to extract it, and you can put it anywhere on your computer. It's just going to be a temporary spot because we're pretty soon going to actually put it on the web server, and then we can get it off of our computer. Okay, so I'm extracting the file. Okay, second step is simply to upload Prestashop onto the web server now that we've got it downloaded. So I'm using FileZilla. You can use your own FTP client if you don't choose, but FileZilla is a very nice, very easy way to do it. All I'm going to do is on the left hand side I'm going to browse to where I extracted those files, and you can see here they are on the left hand side, all the different folders and files. On the right I'm going to browse to where I want to put it. Now if I'm going to put it in the root directory of my website, my web domain name, you're just going to put it under public HTML. But for me, I'm going to put it under a subfolder because this is a test and I don't want it on the main part of my computer. So I created a folder called temp. Now I'm going to take all the files on the left and I'm going to drag it over here to the right. Now I really made this quick. It actually took about 15 minutes to upload all these files, so it does take a little bit of time. This is one of the nice things about the one-click install, is that it will do it automatically for you and you don't have to upload the files since it's already kind of got them on the server. But doing it the manual way, it does take a little bit more time. Okay, so once we have those, you can see there was 7,300 files that were uploaded. We need to create a database. Okay, so in order to do this, I'm going to go to BlueHost because that's where my files are hosted. That is my hosting service. I'm going to scroll down to MySQL databases. Now once I'm here, I'm simply going to type in the name of the database that I want, and I'm going to call it test. Test site, I guess. That probably will work better. Okay, so I'm creating my database. Now that I've done that, I need to create the database user. And you'll see where these come into play in a minute. So I'm simply going to add the name of a user. I will call this one test this time. I'm going to type in a password and I'm going to create the user. And you can see there it is. It created the user. The final step of this is I need to add that user to that database. So as you can see now, I've got my username and my database. And I need to set the privileges to all and make the changes. Now that we have the database and the database user created, it's time to actually install Prestashop, step 5. To do this, we're going to open a browser. For me, I put it at PrestaDesigner.com/temp. And I did a /install. So wherever you installed it, add a /install to it, and it'll take you to the page that you see here, which is the first page of the install. Now here we're just going to choose the language, and there's some of this legal jargon. We're going to hit I agree and move on. The second page is just a bunch of validation. It wants to make sure that all the files are there, that the database looks like it's about to be set up correctly. There's some optional parameters, and then we hit next. Now here's where we actually set up the database. So I'm just going to put in the database based on what I just created a minute ago. Okay, once I'm ready, I'm going to verify now just to make sure that it worked correctly. It says, yep, database connected successfully. We hit next, and now we're at the shop settings page where we're going to put the name of the shop, the main activity for this shop, the time zone, and then we have our name, our email, and our shop password. Now the email and the shop password, this is what you're going to use to be able to log into the back office once you've completed the installation. So make sure you remember what it is, and you hit next, and now it's going to actually create the database. And I've kind of sped this up a little bit. It takes a few minutes. Okay, and then we're done. Now the next step is to delete the install folder. Now it will not let us use PrestaShop until this install folder is deleted. So I'm going back to my FTP and I find it and I'm going to delete it. And it's going to take a few minutes. I actually sped this part up as well. Once we have the install folder deleted, we need to change the admin. For security reasons, they don't want it to just say admin, so we're just going to change it to admin_123. And now anytime that we want to get to our PrestaShop site, first I'm going to show you, if I just go to PrestaDesigner.com/temp, it's going to show us our front office. Here it is. Now to get to the back office, it's PrestaDesigner.temp/admin_123 that we just changed. Now again, if it had been admin and we didn't change it, it actually won't let us log in. But here we are, we're at the login screen, so I'm going to go ahead and use my email address and my password, and I'm going to log in, and voila, here we are to the back office. And now we have completely created the manual installation of PrestaShop. And while it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do, it's a lot easier and a lot quicker doing the one-click install. Typically, if you don't speed up any of this process, it'll take about 20 to 30 minutes. A lot of it is just uploading files and creating the database, a number of other things that just take a little bit of time. Anyway, I hope this has been very helpful to you, and if you have any questions or want to see more of these, go to PrestaDesigner.com, check out our themes, and check out our tutorials there. Thank you.